Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello learners, welcome back to the course on AI in Human Resource Management. As part of the last module, my attempt here is to give you more insights, real-time insights into the platforms that are using AI, and typically our topic being the company culture. I'll be looking into those platforms which has significant contributions, or typically which are significantly contributing towards AI in human resource management specific to company culture. I am Dr. Cyril Issac. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Business, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Now let's quickly look into what are the different platforms. Typically, again, as I stopped my previous lecture, I had mentioned a point: we have certain limitations. I cannot simply give you a real-time hands-on display, but what I can specifically do is I can make you aware of these platforms. I can go through the profiles, I can give screenshots so you can typically go back, explore and understand. Especially there are some free versions, demo versions available. You can always have a look, you can always work around it, explore and understand. So let's look into such typical tools. We'll start with Hi People. We have had a small discussion about this. Let's understand it in a more detailed fashion. When you're looking into Hi People, typically Hi People offers a comprehensive AI powered talent assessment and certainly a recruitment platform with several key features. You can understand this platform or the importance or how popular it is by understanding the fact that it is used by almost 2000 plus teams for hiring and talent acquisition. So it provides AI enabled features for candidate screening and assessment, and it offers automated reference and background checks certainly. So when you look into this Hi People, as part of the key capabilities specific to assessments, you see that it is a library of 400 plus valid tests. Humanly it's not possible to actually give or disperse these many possible tests or assessments. It has role-specific bite-sized assessments, and there are typically AI-powered insights that are given by Hi People. So we see that the statistics says that there is 91% reduction in the screening time with the help of HI or Hi People. So when you are looking into the key capabilities, reference checks, typically we see that there are possibilities with respect to verification of candidate references. We can do some fraud detection technology. There are certain compliant and secure checks that can be undertaken by Hi People, and we can also collect insights in less than 24 hours, which is again another critical reference check. There are also certain user testimonials which I have gathered for you. Organizations typically report significant benefit. What they say is that 31% reduction in time to fill positions. This is massive. This is in fact a breakthrough. 62% increase in the total hires. This is again commendable. 50% reduction in screening workload, and also 250 to 500 hours are saved annually in the screening time. So we see the benefits are many. There are certain user testimonials which I am stating here for underscoring my argument. And let's look into how the Hi People looks like. It automatically tests candidates, runs reference checks and background checks, tracks candidate experience and measures the higher quality. So specifically you see that interested people can schedule a personalized demo to explore the platform's capabilities and see how high people can streamline their hiring process typically. So I've given the source also. If you're interested, you can always check it out from there as well. So you'll see that there are the profiles given, what are the different modules that can be taken care of, like self-assessment, reference check, background check, candidate feedback, etc., or the post-hire modules also can be taken in. We see in terms of the skills typically, and what are the ratings with respect to that. We can also have an understanding of areas of improvement with respect to the individual per se, and a typical leadership rating which gives us splits with respect to the focus, relationship building, and inspiring others, etc. We also have a chart with respect to how well the individual is working with others, how effective or where is the lacune, where improvement can be made. We also have some elements with respect to achievements. The culture aspect can be added, reasons for learning. So it gives an overall picture of where the individual typically lies. So it provides job specific candidate assessments to find the candidates who fit the job the best. This is what we are typically looking into. So when you have this tool in your hand, please note, if you are looking into personality and soft skills for that matter, you have modules like stress tolerance, independence, etc. You also see that a host of such aspects, including grit, integrity, achievement, drive, attention to detail, creativity, all these factors we get a measure. There's a benchmark score that can be compared with. Then we see that all such possibilities can be actually seen in front of our eyes as a snapshot. The important point is that, let's say, automated reference checkups help to reach hiring goals, reducing time to hire, close top talent, build diverse teams, and make informed and compliant decisions, if you ask me. Again, a lot of skills that can be actually checked here, a lot of possibilities with respect to the strengths, be it typical cases of innovation, typical cases of reliability or attention to detail. All these aspects are clearly understood here, and there is a rating for overall performance that also can be obtained. So a lot of data that is coming your way in terms of the rating that is available with you. You can also have a critical understanding of analyzing and enhancing the candidate experience during the recruitment process, especially with respect to the experience score. We also have an experience score distribution, the response rate, and what are the typical status with respect to measuring the quality of hire with ease specifically. So when you look into the experience of the particular person as a role in terms of team, in terms of organization, we can also have the manager or managerial evaluation, role, team, organization specifically. We can also have some feedback topics added to this particular platform. So all these aspects measures the quality of hire with ease. Now, similarly, another significant tool would be Lattice. Lattice is a people management platform designed to enhance the employee performance, engagement, and development while fostering a positive and inclusive company culture. So it offers tools for performance reviews, it offers tools for goal setting, feedback, employee engagement, and career development. So when you're looking into integration, by integrating AI, Lattice provides actionable insights and predictive analytics to HR leaders, helping them make data-driven decisions to improve organizational culture and employee satisfaction in toto. When you're looking into Lattice, please understand the key features of Lattice for HR and company culture would be performance management. Yes, there is no doubt about it. You are looking into AI-powered performance review templates. You're looking into customizable frameworks for continuous feedback and even 360-degree reviews. You have analytics coming your way on employee progress towards goals. When you look into the employee engagement, AI-driven surveys to measure morale, engagement and satisfaction, real-time sentiment analysis of survey data could be done. There can be insights to identify cultural challenges and certainly develop the actionable insights or actionable solutions associated with respect to the individual. When you look into the goal setting, please note there is a clear alignment of individual and team goals with organizational objectives. AI tools to track progress and predict potential obstacles would be there. It encourages transparency and accountability across teams. And finally, you have the possibility of career development, personalized career path, suggestions based on skills, based on interest, based on performance. So AI tools to recommend learning and development resources. So employee growth tracking for succession planning can also be done with respect to this particular tool. Now let's have a small demo of Lattice for performance management. When you open Lattice and navigate to your team section, you will see again I've given the source. You can have a detailed understanding with respect to that too, or you're free to go and explore with respect to Lattice. When you see that there are certain reviews that are available, upon selecting 1:1 review, you can also select any one among the following. So typically you have the options to go for, what did you get around to, let's say, go over my goals for the next quarter, or review my performance from the last 2 weeks, or discuss whether we'll adopt system phones or additional design resources in Q3, Q4, ways to improve your process with teams. So all such possibilities can be actually taken care of with respect to Lattice. When you go further, we'll see a clear understanding with respect to the time to review your next 1:1 with Nadia. So they'll give clear understanding of your hierarchy and how the review mechanism works and whom to actually, the platform will be sent to, or the notification will be going to. And there is also a possibility to create a new review, to create cycle and name the review as per the requirement. So you can actually increase the number of reviews, or go to a person who can review you better, who might not be your manager in the first place, but a person, maybe a co-worker or a peer, or a person in a different functional department who might know the sincerity or your role in particular. There can be also some typical required questions that can be added. To what degree the person meet your expectations from the performance. Some open-ended questions like, did they accomplish their goals? Or in what areas do you see the most potential for the person? Or how you hope to see this person to grow over the next 3 to 6 months. Similarly, to what extent does this person embody our company's values? So all these open-ended questions can also be, embedded into it. The reviewers will get notified to finish the writing part of the review. So this is how there is a timestamp that goes in, and every time it becomes more pragmatic in terms of saving time as well. Along with the reviews, AI will also assist in providing feedback based on employee overall performance data. So let's look into this particular screen. Share Taylor's accomplishments and challenge areas over the last year. So basically you will have a detailed understanding, and you can actually go for a performance review mechanism, or what will be the candidate's growth and impact over the next year. Those suggestions or your feedback could be given with respect to the performance review. So all these typical aspects can be actually filled in, and you see that outputs in a real time under the candidate's leadership. Let's say, example, hypothetically, the launch of AI assistants surpassed targets by 20%, resulting in a first quarter revenue of $400K USD. So all these typical information can be obtained along with reviews. So AI will also assist in providing feedback based on the employee overall performance data significantly. So as we move further, apart from that, general feedbacks can also be provided to the overall team. Let's look into this. really appreciate, let's say you want to give a general feedback to the entire team, really appreciate you working on the new billing systems, saves our salespeople hours. So it could be cross-functional, it could be anybody from the organization also that can actually pitch in and actually give the general feedback. That possibility is also there. So once the survey is taken by the employees, it will be shown in the summary. You'll see that the participation, what is the percentage of that, how did we do well in comparison to the last year, what is the satisfaction score, the comments obtained, what would be the survey themes that were looked into, what are the different comment trends that are going on in terms of the organization. So all these typical aspects actually gives you clear idea once a survey is taken by the employees. Also, we'll see that when you look into the summary of the survey, you can see the results typically. So let's say team has high trust, but there is a lack of cross-functional support. So this is being judged by the typical rating that has been obtained. Concerns about the transparency with leadership. Again, lack of diversity in leadership or need for clear vision. So all these are typically just gist of the summary of what the performance rating has been obtained or how effectively the survey results are coming up. We also see that based on the results, the AI will recommend action plans to resolve any issues, let's say maybe foster open communications between departments. We see that in the previous slide, most of the typical problems have come up with respect to lack of trust, and maybe the lack of trust could be based on, or the distrust loop could be based on the lack of proper communication. So this will be the comment that would be given to you, foster open communication between departments. This again would be a greater recommendation that is coming your way towards the success of the organization. So apart from the overall employee metrics will also be available. Apart from that, the overall employee metrics will also be available in the home page. So you look into, let's say, the overall employee metrics, what were the goals that were actually given, make our customers happy, open a new office, or make somebody the leading paper company, increase internal NPS. So all this could be some of the critical aspects. So overall employee metrics could also be significantly or could also be typically viewed in this particular platform. Now let's look into something which is more critical. Let's understand the AI influence through a case study. So this is what I wanted to have in my last module, typically something in a very practical or pragmatic way. So typically, let's now look into a case study. This is what I had reserved for the last typical module, where we'll be looking into things from a pragmatic view. So most of the understanding which we have established, we try to see in a real world scenario how things are moving. So we have seen different AI platforms which are using the cultural element, also the performance review, the feedback mechanisms, etc. Now we look into a typical case study. We'll see how AI is actually transforming the human resource management, how it is playing a vital role in the human resource potential or human resource management or human capital management altogether. Let's look into that. In this particular case study, we'll look into Netflix. Netflix has become a beacon of innovation in the entertainment history. There's no doubt about it. The main aspect is obtained, or the entertainment is enhanced by leveraging AI to create a deeply personalized user experience. So if you ask me, using sophisticated algorithms, Netflix continuously analyzes the viewing behavior of its subscribers. So it could be something like tracking patterns such as viewing history or preferences or interaction with the content, like let's say likes or skips. So based on this particular data, this data-driven approach has resulted in significant outcomes, and this is what we are trying to detail it out here. Let's say this data-driven approach has resulted in several significant outcomes. One is enhanced customer acquisition and retention. Needless to actually say that this is what the success has been. A report by McKinsey, if I remember correctly, reveals that the companies prioritizing data, such as Netflix, are 23 times more likely to acquire new customers and 6 times more likely to retain them. So Netflix achieves this by anticipating the user needs and serving relevant content that keeps subscribers engaged and loyal. There could be also a boost in productivity. Now, if you ask me, by integrating AI into its core operations, Netflix has made itself 19 times more likely to achieve profitability as per McKinsey's findings. So this is driven by higher engagement rates. This is driven by reduced customer churn, if you ask me, and efficient content creation and acquisition strategies based on the data insights. We also see that there is a certain impact on viewership, and how this is obtained is also interesting. If you look into this case study, typically personalized recommendations account for 38% of the Netflix viewership, and this is significant, demonstrating the platform's ability to match content with audience preferences. So by tailoring the suggestions, Netflix keeps users consistently engaged, contributing to its dominance in the streaming space. So if you talk about Netflix AI driven personalization strategy not only enhances global user satisfaction, but also solidifies the company's position as a leader in the industry, setting a benchmark for innovation and customer-centric approaches. So this is what the Netflix has done in specific. So when you look into the role of AI in HRM, you see that it has increased, or AI plays a very significant role in enhancing the top line and bottom line, and how this is related to human resource management is significant. When you are looking into the possibilities that these technologies bring in, specifically the AI enabled methods bring in, it can have significant impact. We have seen that in case of Lattice, the demonstration of the Lattice, we have gone through it. So we'll see that there are possibilities where you can actually review, you can actually see the performance, how it is being transferred into objective measures. So there is no need for any confusion. There is no need for any subjectivity. There is no need for a third party to come to you and interpret the findings. Based on the metrics that is given to you, you can classify, you can categorize, and you can evaluate and reward, if required, the particular individual. And this is the beauty. This is the beauty that AI in human resource management is all about. Thank you for listening to me patiently. We'll come up with another significant topic in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.